I love everything local, right? One of the reasons why we created this network is to be local and what we do and celebrate our own. So, and speaking of baseball, I want to talk. I want to talk about the story of Neumann Goretti baseball and how they just won the state tournament and they rolled through. Talk about machine-like, guys. The dominance that Neumann Goretti had. We got the coach with us, Coach Nick Nardini. Yo, Coach, how are you, buddy?
Yo, cuz, first time, long time.
I got to tell you, firstly, congratulations on the title. My God, you just dominated. You rolled. You want to talk about a tank going through? That was impressive.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a great group of seniors, great team. And we came up a little short in the Catholic League, but I kind of preached to our kids that, we still had a chance to end this season pretty cool. We had a chance to end it with a dog pile. And they did just that, man. We rolled right through that tournament. Didn't give up many runs, and we scored a bunch. So it was a lot of fun.
I mean, you guys were winning mercy rules. You outscored, how about this? You outscored opponents 31-3. You beat Avonworth High School out of Pittsburgh for the championship 12-0. Oh, my
Crazy.
God.
They one-hit shutout.
Crazy.
I mean,
One-hit
that's crazy. It's unbelievable. The dominance. I mean, this is the states that you're rolling through. This is usually it gets tighter, nail biters and everything, but you guys just pounded the ball and you got great pitching.
Absolutely. So it's a little different for most places in the state. They play their league in the same size schools. So they break it down in brackets based on the population of the school. While our league is so competitive, right? And we schedule even our non-league games against the Interacts, the Malverns, the Penn Charters. So we play very high-level baseball for 20 games before the state tournament. So we play LaSalle, Judge, Prep, who are 6A schools, and we're a 3A school. And we compete with those guys. We beat those guys. So when it comes to the state tournament, if we play our game, we're going to be tough to beat, just because of how battle-tested we are. And with the senior class that I had, a lot of them were 2 to 3 year starters. So we were well prepared, that's for sure. And it all started with those seniors. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, tell us about some of the kids and their contributions and where they're headed because, man, there's some good ball players you got.
Yeah, so I can start with our ace. His name's Jace Park. He was a reliever, actually gave us relieving innings as a freshman, and then was a starter for the last 3 years. He's going to Old Dominion, Division I school,
Wow.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, very good baseball school.
Yes, and he was pitcher of the year. His stats at the end of the season were just bonkers. I'm actually going to pull them up. I think he was 9-1 with a 1.1 ERA, and I think he had here, I'll pull it right here. Yeah, so in 65 innings, he had 11 earned runs and 86 strikeouts, only 16 walks.
Oh, my. 86 Ks? Yeah. Holy
it was ridiculous.
Moly, that's ridiculous.
In the quarterfinal game for our Catholic League playoffs, he had 15 Ks in 6 innings.
Oh, my God.
It was pretty,
Nick, what's he throw, man? What's his velocity?
So in the state championship, they had it on the board because we were in like a minor league stadium. So they had, every pitch was up. He was up to like 88 or 89, I believe. But over the course of the season, he was as high as like 91.
Damn.
And he's not a big boy either. He's probably about 5'10", but he can really chuck it, man. He's great mechanics. He's an absolute horse for us. So he was very impressive.
Oh my God, getting it up to 91. What else does he throw? What are his other pitches?
So he's got a slider that he's always had that he commands very well. And he developed this year more so than ever. He had it a little bit last year, but not nearly as good as it was this year. Was his changeup. It's got a lot of downward action, and he can throw it to righties and lefties. So that's kind of like the equalizer, right? If you go to college, you do need 3 pitches.
Yeah.
because everyone's 88 to 91, right?
Yep.
So you need to locate, and that changeup has become lethal. I don't think as many people have hit it at all, to be honest. I would love to know what his batting average against on that pitch is because it's not very high.
That's incredible. Give me who else? Give me some other highlights.
Yes. So my three outfielders were probably my three best offensive players, or three of my best offensive players, because my whole team was very good this year. But my left fielder is Christian Cerrone, who's going to Millersville, who's a top Division II program in the area. He was our best all-around hitter this year. I think he wound up finishing hitting around 400.
Wow.
Had a lot of RBIs, can really run. My center fielder, I think you might know his father because it's Dankinich, Big Andrew Dankinich.
I know
So
Dank very well. I know
yes,
very well.
so
I'm very proud of
his
Dank.
his son, who wound up hitting the walk-off grand slam in the state tournament, which was incredible for a 10-run rule. He hit it off the foul pole in a minor league stadium. It was ridiculous. So it was pretty cool. But he was kind of our unsung hero. He wasn't sure because he's a brilliant kid. I believe he's top 5 in his class. He wants to be a doctor.
Oh,
So he's a brilliant kid, and I was trying to convince him the last 2 years. I'm like, dude, you can play college baseball. Like, you can do it. I promise. Like, have all the tools. He's the fastest kid I've ever coached. He beats out ground balls to the left side, and he's right-handed. Like, it's
wow.
ridiculous. But he was absolutely phenomenal in center field. And we've been talking to he's going to Westchester, and another great Division II program. And I'm like, Coach LaRosa is the coach at Westchester. I'm like, you gotta have this kid. Like,
Yeah.
even if he's a preferred walk-on, he's going to help you win baseball games. So he's going there, and he's finally I think this season he's first team All Catholic as well as Cerrone. I think this season kind of solidified, and he proved to himself that he could do it. So that was pretty cool. And then my right fielder is going to Rutgers, Evan McCoach, he's been a 4-year starter. Crazy power. He had a bases clearing double in the state championship as well. Huge hit. It was early in the game. 2 out, bases loaded double off the center field wall. So he's been just a leader. And those 3 of our captains as well. So
That's
they were just
awesome.
incredible.
I got to tell you,
Yeah.
I love the group, and they all played together, right? Like they were all
Yes.
down DV together. Is that right?
Absolutely. So that's the cool thing about what we have at Neumann. Some of these other schools, like the bigger schools, they have a large draw from a wide variety of places. We don't have that as much. My team is pretty much South Philly kids, outside of one guy, Billy Smith, who was my second baseman, who I think in 60 chances had 0 errors, so he was phenomenal as well. He's going to play at Holy Family, but he's a Northeast kid that was familiar with our kids and wanted to play for us. So he made that trek. His parents made that sacrifice to take him down to Neumann every day. But other than him, my kids have played baseball together since they were probably 8 or 9 years old. And I think it made that bond even more special because they got to kind of see it through high school, compete together, practice every day together. And they were just an absolute joy to coach. They did everything the right way. They did everything that I asked of them. So to see it kind of come to fruition with the state title was pretty cool.
I love this story. I love your story.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I met the kids during your kickoff baseball dinner. You guys were kind enough to let me speak to the kids. And I just, fell in love with these kids. I know half their families. And it was just a beautiful night. So I obviously vested interest in you guys, and so proud of you. I mean, and you're a hell of a
Thank you,
coach,
cuz.
dude. God bless
Thank you,
you,
cuz.
man.
I appreciate it, buddy. And I wanted to touch on this because you spoke at our first pitch dinner, which is like our kickoff for the season. It's our fundraiser. Um, and you spoke a lot about family, and you spoke a lot about the memories that these kids will have, and um, it's all the in between stuff, right? The title's cool, but it's all those days at practice, it's all those ball busting, all that that's the good stuff. And we had that. So I think that helped us become successful. And you touched on it, which was great because we didn't even give you any hints, but that's kind of been the culture that we've had. And I think it's helped us succeed. It's a lot of belief in one another and love, and really just love for one another. Our families hang out, the kids hang out. They're always together. I tell my kids this too. Like, I have freshmen and sophomores that hang out with seniors. That's not normal. Like at other places, that's not something that typically happens. Outside of baseball, like everyone goes their own way. My kids leave baseball and they go to a buddy's house. They all go watch the Eagles. They all go watch the Phillies. They hang out. They go to Phillies games together. Like they do stuff together. So it's a lifelong bond, not just play for your high school and go home. So it's what makes the place very special.
And it's a great lesson for every youth program, and really high schools. And you think about it. You've been around it forever. You played Neumann Goretti, like you're a terrific player yourself. You know about competitive travel ball and how you'll get these teams that they'll draw from everywhere, and there's kind of there's turnover every year, and there's never really a bond when it comes to travel ball. And kids are brought in from here, and they're all trying to put together some epic roster, and they fail to realize the truth is in the group and the circle. And if the circle is tight, the circle will rise.
Absolutely. And that's a whole other tangent that I can go on with travel baseball, because I know you have a son in it, so you experience it, but I actually have coached in it. And the more that I did it, the more I realized that I didn't like it, simply because of what you're saying, right? It's all the fake stuff. It's not the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's chase this trophy for 4 games, and we'll do whatever it takes. Johnny won't play ever, and we'll just go bring in a guest player to come pitch the championship. Like, yeah, okay, you guys won, but did you really win anything other than that little piece of plastic, right? So it's like, I talked to even our guys about it. Like, you got to play the long game. You're not just playing it for the game today. You're playing the long game, right? So it's the bond, the friendship, the hard work, the sweat and the tears together. That's the cool stuff, right? And that's the stuff that you're going to remember, right? I told our guys, like, yeah, this medal and the state championship is cool, but the bond and all the little stupid stuff that happens in practice and the bus rides, and that's all the good stuff, right? The group, like you said, the good stuff is in the group. It's not about anything else, really. So,
dude, I got to tell you, your messaging is tremendous. You're a young coach. You got an incredible career ahead of you. Dude, I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that, Coach.
And do me a favor, give my love to everybody, the kids and their parents, and very proud of you guys. Will. Great work, brother.
I really appreciate that, Cuz. Thank you, buddy.
There he is,
Appreciate
Coach Nick Nardini. What is he? Fantastic.
Third title since 2017.
Dude, they're good. They're really, really good. But they're awesome. Like, the kids are good kids. Like, the messaging. Like, I've seen, like, listen, like, I'm fascinated by youth sports, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm such a believer in it, and in how well it helps kids, boys and girls, become adults, and they can draw upon these things. And I listened to the messaging from him. He's a young guy, man. And
I was surprised when he came on screen how young he was.
Oh, the messaging is so spot on. I love that, dude. Like, the messaging is so vital. And, again, he's not going out and recruiting all over the area.
Yeah.
There is something special that you find a group and you grow with it.
I think it's so important because I feel like this generation, a lot of the youth, what they're missing is role models. And you can tell that he wants to be that role model for the kids. And you talked about the importance of youth sports. Like, I remember growing up playing sports, and the lessons that I learned are things that I use on a day-to-day basis. So kudos to him, man. That's awesome stuff that he's doing for those kids over there.
Really? I mean, just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. And there's so many great youth stories in our...
We all silly like the mayor.